McDonald. From Ampere District High School, 5'8" shooting guard, number 6, Sydney Moore. In her third year from White Lake, 6'1" forward, number 11, Libby Hurst. From Our Lady of Mount Carmel in Mississauga, 5'9" guard, number 12, Kinea Miller.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the grand finale here on Championship Sunday, the OCAA gold medal final between the Algonquin Wolves and the home team, the Lambton Lions. Introductions at the moment. Tip-off coming up shortly here in the den. With introductions finished here, we are getting set here in the den for the first time ever in school history, hosting an OCAA Final Four. And in rarefied air, it's not usually that you see the home team in the final, but here we are, the Lions taking off the Wolves. Of course, my name is Kevin Ferreira, calling the action all weekend. With me today is former assistant coach of Lambton men's basketball team and current OCAA referee Matt Rose to call all the action here.
Thank you, Kevin. What a night. What an opportunity for these hometown Lambton Lions to be able to play in a scenario like this one on their home floor.
And we're going to have to talk quite a bit louder as there is quite the capacity crowd on hand here in the den in Sarnia, but a lot of this noise is actually coming from the Wolves' end of the floor here.
And we've already seen some back and forth with the Let's Go Lions chant and the Wolves fans making their presence heard here as well.
Maddie Bishop tried to put up a three here. That one's going to go out of bounds into the hands now of the Algonquin Wolves.
Lambton's going to set up here this initial 1-2-2 trap. They've been utilizing this for most of the year.
Algonquin Wolves coming off a huge win last night to advance to this final against the St. Clair Saints, winning 73-58 in last night's game. And Daisha McDonald here with it now for the Wolves. Number 14 for three of their own. Tried it, but no good on the attempt by Megan McNamara. Here, the Lions, of course, coming off a huge win last night to advance to this final as well, defeating the Niagara Knights 65-50. And, of course, we already saw a bronze medal game not that long ago where we saw the Niagara Knights defeat the St. Clair Saints to earn an OCAA bronze medal. And now here we are in the final in a rematch from last year's semifinal. Nonetheless, Daisha McDonald puts the first score on the board here for the Wolves.
Yeah, Daisha McDonald is going to be a thorn in the side of these Lions here today. CCAA All-Canadian. She can light it up just like Maddie Bishop from beyond the arc.
Maddie B for three, which brings everyone here in the den to their feet, cheering here for the Lions. And the Wolves now looking for an answer here to Maddie Bishop's three here. Kicks back out for three of their own here by the Wolves. No good on the attempt by number 6 here, Sydney Moore, but puts it down for the Wolves here.
Yeah, Lions starting out. They're backing off that 1-2-2 trap and heading into a 2-3 zone. And again, that'll give the Wolves some opportunities for offensive rebounds.
Here's Brianna Pretty splitting the defense, making it look pretty, pun intended here for number 11, the CCAA All-Canadian and the OCAA Player of the Year here for women's basketball, number 11, Brianna Pretty for the Lions.
The same type of scenario as Deja McDonald is to the Lions is what Brianna Pretty will be to the Wolves here today. That should be priority number one, is to get the ball out of Pretty's hands.
And shot clock winding down here, but a little miscommunication there off the pass. That one's going to go out of bounds. Turnover here for the Lions, looking to take advantage. What a start already to this game.
Much faster pace than the game we had earlier, but again, gold medal. We anticipated maybe even a little bit of jitters, but that is not the case. Not for Brianna Pretty.
Brianna Pretty with ice in her veins on that finish here. And now the Wolves looking for an answer, and again, that one goes out of bounds, but they're saying last touched here by the Wolves, or excuse me, by the Lions.
15 on the shot clock here.
And here we go off the inbound from the Wolves here, number 12 with it, Sienna Miller for Algonquin, and a costly mistake. We've seen a few of those already in the early going here
Another
for the Wolves.
unforced turnover here, Kevin. The Lions are really establishing themselves. As you've mentioned, prior games over the weekend, the Lions being named the Western Division Defensive Team of the Year. So they're really proving their weight in that category here so far tonight.
Absolutely, and to the credit of the Wolves as well, they were the East Division Defensive Team of the Year as well. So two all-defensive teams here in the OCAA going head-to-head in the final. The number one in the East with the Wolves versus the number one in the West in the Lions, as Brett Fisher passes it to Legacy Blackbird here for the Lions. Legacy cuts in and banks it in. And it's been all offense here for the Lions to start things off. Each possession has come with a score here so far, which is what Lambton wants to see here in the early start of this first quarter. And the Wolves still looking for an answer here.
Again, the Lions collapsing into that 2-3 zone, forcing opportunities to come from the outside. That's Sienna Miller.
Number 12 looking for a three there, and no good on the attempt. And they're going to say a foul here on the Lions. I believe that's going to go to the All-Canadian here, Brianna Pretty, and number 3, Emily Van Hoof checking in here for the Lions.
Yeah, the call there was by Chad Pereira. Little hold there on some rebound action. Made the signal that it was maybe a little bit of a wraparound, trying to get into better position was Brianna.
And here we go, the Wolves now. 9 seconds on the shot clock here. Number 11, Libby Hurst, who had quite the game last night against the Saints here.
I'm not a huge fan of that one there, Kevin, by both the player and just the call in general. Bree knows that she has one early. She's the linchpin in terms of the offense of this team. You can't be reaching in like that.
And that's the second foul already in the early going here for Brianna Pretty, number 11 of the Lambton Lions. As they try for a three here, does the Wolves, but Emily Van Hoof there to pick up the rebound here for the Lambton Lions. Legacy Blackbird now bringing it down the floor.
One thing we do know, though, about Lions coach Janine Day is her willingness to play her veteran players in scenarios that call for them to be on the floor. So she's going to have no problem going back to Brianna. I wouldn't be surprised if we see her for an extended period of time in the second quarter.
Great job by Morgan Goffer there on the finish on the other end for the Lions there, adding to their total here. And a floater by the Wolves and no good, rebounded here by the Lions. Lions right now firing on all cylinders on offense here, and it is palpable here in the den as things get going here. Emily Van Hoof for three, and no good on that attempt. Goffer with the rebound, though, and the second chance here for the Lions. And Bishop now for three, and no good. Grabs her own rebound, though. Puts up a floater, and no good on that attempt either.
I think the roof would have come off this place if that long three had went in, Kevin.
Absolutely. I was anticipating it the entire time there. The Wolves, though, great job on defense, grabbing the rebound and getting their chance here on their end of the floor. Number 12 with it, Sienna Miller. Miller finds, trying to cut inside. Kate Dahmer for three from number 22 here, no good. Rebounded here by Hurst. Libby Hurst.
Libby Hurst had an excellent game last night, was really an X factor for the Wolves in their semifinal matchup against the Saints. We'll see what she's able to do as her role defensively on Brett Fisher is going to determine a lot of the Wolves' success on that end of the floor.
Libby Hurst getting a double-double last night as Goffer puts one in for three, and that brings everybody to their feet here in the Den. A huge three here, and already the Lions ahead by 10 here against the Algonquin Wolves.
The Wolves need a basket here. I mean, we are still very early in the game. However, and they're not going to get one as the held ball results.
And Avery Baith-Menard here coming in now for the Lions, and a timeout called already by the Algonquin Wolves, their first of two here in the first half. And I was going to say, you were talking about how Libby Hurst did so well last night against the St. Clair Saints.
Yeah, I was just looking down at the referee there. We had a held ball. We had one official point in one direction, another point in another. So, but it is going to be Lions ball coming in. So the Wolves will not be able to get that basket as we were talking about. What they're really going to need is a stop here. They can't allow this game to get out of hand. You're already behind the 8 ball. You're playing a team at home in a gold medal matchup. The crowd is into the game. They've started with the ability to find range from 3. What you really need to do is settle in here, get yourself easy opportunities, and do not allow the Lambton Lions to get those wide open looks.
And we see Pounce in the house here tonight. And Pounce, it's always a big night when Pounce is here celebrating with everybody here in the Den. And as we mentioned before, this being a rematch from last year's semifinal held in Niagara, where the Lions walked away with a 58-38 win. And we kind of touched on it a little while ago. We saw last night the score lines. We saw the Lambton Lions defeating the Niagara Knights by 15, the Wolves defeating the Saints by 15, and last year the Lions defeated the Wolves by 15 points. Any superstition in that as a former assistant coach here?
I am a little bit of a superstitious being myself. However, in my time, never really saw a lot of reoccurring numbers. However, when those types of things happen, you can't help but think to yourself, okay, what are we doing? What's going on here? And what are we going to see? Again here, turnover by the Lions, and the Wolves picking it up in the front court.
Yeah, Blackbird was trying to find Avery Bath-Menard here for the pass. That went out of bounds, and the Wolves looking to take advantage. It does so. Number 12, Sienna Miller, with a huge three that puts the Wolves right back into this one. And like you said, the Wolves needed some sort of big score, and there it was.
That's a big offensive possession and a big shot by Sienna Miller. See how the Lions are able to respond here.
Emily Van Hoof to Legacy Blackbird. Here's Brett Fisher. Brett Fisher back to Bath-Menard here and puts it in. Bath-Menard with the finish here for the Lions, and so far the Lions continuing to fire here on offense.
Yeah, Avery Bath-Menard's been fantastic in this tournament so far. Again, she's been an X factor of sorts for the Lions coming off the bench in both games here, both yesterday and today, making her presence felt defensively and also making her presence felt defensively there as she commits some contact on the shooter.
Bath-Menard getting her first foul of the game here, and that's going to send number 11 to the line here, Libby Hurst, to shoot a couple, as Morgan Goffer, number 13 for the Lambton Lions, checks back in here for Legacy as she takes a seat for the time being. And we have Libby Hurst missing her first from the free throw line here this afternoon against the Saints. She only went 1 for 4 from the free throw line yesterday against the Saints. And she misses both of her free throws here, but the Wolves with a second chance, but Morgan Goffer grabs that rebound here.
A little bit of an extension there by the Wolves player, number 10, Chloe LaPointe. However, she got away with it, but Fisher was still able to come up with the board.
Maddie Bishop tried to go for a big three. Emily Van Hooft, and they're going to call a jump ball immediately here in great sportsmanship there as both Wolves help Emily Van Hooft back to her feet. Of course, Van Hooft, a lot of players on this Lambton Lions team playing their final game at home here. Three of them on the floor right now. Brett Fisher, the person who has the ball right now, Avery Bath-Menard, and now Emily Van Hooft as well, playing their final game here in the Den, as Bishop puts up a three and puts it in here for the Lions.
And that is what Maddie Bishop has done in her career and her time here at Lambton College. When she gets hot, she's nearly impossible to stop.
Maddie Bishop is feeling it from three-point range here early on in the first. Wolves trying to float one in, and Brett Fisher's there for the rebound. What a game so far here in the first quarter. Lions up 19-7. here in their hometown in the OCAA Gold Final, as Van Hoof tried to split the defenders, but she draws the foul, and now will go to the line here to shoot a couple free throws for the Lions.
Van Hoof with a good take to the basket there. Good hard take. Again, you need to keep the defenses honest. The three ball is dropping, but you don't want to get reliant on it. We saw that in the game earlier this afternoon. When you become reliant on the three, your offense gets stagnant. We're seeing this with the Lions right now. The ability, although the three-point shot's dropping, you still need to keep the defense honest, take it to the rack. It'll open up opportunities for you or teammates. Van Hoof does a good job there.
Van Hoof misses her first from the free throw line. She went 2 for 2 yesterday from the free throw line against Niagara Knights, and she makes that second attempt at the line there for the Lions here. And now the Wolves looking for an answer here. Kate Dahmer back to the CCAA All-Canadian. Daisha McDonald here back to Dahmer here for the Wolves.
Lions have switched up their defensive look.
Kate Dahmer now with it back to Daisha McDonald, who I'm glad is healthy after yesterday's game. She took quite a few big spills here, and the shot clock winding down.
Great play by Maddie Bishop.
Stolen away by the Lions. Great job by Maddie Bishop not to jump all over that, letting that one go out of bounds because she knew it was going to be Lions ball on that call. And here we go, the Lions getting set here.
And why would you rush it in that scenario, Kevin? Something could happen. Maybe she fumbles it. It ends up going out off her. The Lions have been so good in set offense so far.
And they're going to call a travel here.
As I say that, the old announcers jinx, and Avery Bates-Menard is called for a travel.
And the Wolves looking to take advantage here. Lions up 20-7 here against Algonquin to start things off, which is what you want to see with a home team here vying for a gold medal championship here in the OCAA. The Wolves struggling here a little bit on offense to start things off.
Yeah, this zone look by the Lions is really giving them some issues here.
Nice switch there, and a three-point attempt here by the Wolves, in and out. Grabs her own rebound though and drives in.
Great offensive rebound there by Miller.
Sienna Miller drawing the foul here for the Wolves, and that's going to be Avery Bates-Menard's. Oh, excuse me, that one's going to go to number 12 here, Legacy Blackbird. That's her first foul of the game here.
Again, Kevin, the 2-3 zone that the Lions are deploying right now forces the Wolves into those long, contested shots. However, as I stated earlier, it's going to give the Wolves some opportunities, especially on the weak side of the zone, to be able to get offensive rebounds. It's what Sienna Miller was able to do, capitalize on a couple free throws. And now what this Wolves team really needs to do is look at getting some stops put together defensively, slow these Lions down.
Van Hoof, Goffer to Brett Fisher here. Fisher finds a lane, drives in, has three defenders on her.
A lot of contact there.
Gets her own rebound, and Bates-Menard for three. There's been a few players here on the Lions end on fire from three-point range. And like I mentioned, firing all cylinders here on offense. Kate Dahmer now with it for the Wolves.
The three-point shots are raining down.
Back and forth
here in the Lions den.
Sienna Miller.
The Knights and the St. Clair Saints, who played in the bronze medal game earlier, must have softened up the rims for these ladies here.
Sienna Miller with a huge three here for the Wolves now. And the Lions now looking for an answer as the final minute winds down here in the first quarter, which has been an energetic start here, as Legacy is now good from three-point range here for the Lions.
This is Warriors-esque, Kevin.
I got goosebumps on that three-pointer there by Legacy. Everyone from the Lions end here firing on all cylinders on offense, and the Wolves.
That is a great call by Chad Pereira there on the held ball. Two players from the angle that our upset Algonquin fan is looking at down there in the hard hat. He sees it as a player going to the basket, but he doesn't have eyes on the ball. Both players, hands on the ball. It's a held ball. Great call there.
37.5 seconds left here in the first quarter between the Lions and the Wolves in this gold medal final here. And that one goes out of bounds, out of reach here for number 13, Piper Hatherall. And a costly turnover here at the end of the first quarter.
This is an opportunity for the Lions here. Execute, extend the lead, and give yourself all that momentum going into the quarter.
And here we go, the Lions. Brett Fisher drives in, tries to split the defenders, looking for contact here. And that one, the Wolves are going to take it back the other way. It looked like it was out of bounds from up here. She drives in, does number 12, Sienna Miller, and she's going to draw the foul on that one too.
Not an ideal scenario there. Lions turnover there by Fisher leads to a fast break opportunity by Miller. Miller finds herself at the free throw line now, opportunity for 2. 16 seconds still left on the clock though, so a lot of time for the Lions to recover, get an opportunity out of a set play. You don't have to just heave one up. Utilize that offense, and those plays have been working so well for the Lions so far.
Sienna Miller is good on her first attempt here at the free throw line for the Wolves, and is good. I was going to say is good on the second, but it rolls around, comes back out, and the Lions here with the final possession of this first quarter. Legacy Blackbird back to Emily Van Hoof as the pace seems like it quickens here. Faith Menard for 3, no good from the corner. Brett Fisher with the rebound. Goffer dives all over it, but the time winds down to end the first quarter here. The Lions end it 26-13. They're up by 13 here against the Algonquin Wolves. A fantastic start so far for the Lambton Lions. Everyone from three-point range, basically.
You know what, Kevin? I don't think, if you were head coach Janine Day of the Lambton College Lions, I don't think you could ask for a better first quarter.
No, I don't think so.
As you said, the three-point shots are falling, but we know in a game of basketball, you're going to go on runs, you're going to have those shots fall. It'll be how the Lions respond when eventually those shots aren't falling for you anymore. So again, it's going to be getting into those sets, getting easy buckets, and I think the other card that's in Lambton College's corner right now as well is the fact that they've done this predominantly without their superstar Brianna Pretty being on the floor. So being able to, again, answer that bell and see what this team's able to do when you get her back on the floor.
Brianna Pretty with 2 fouls already to her name. Had a couple of players last night in foul trouble, but mainly on the Wolves, and it kind of started to get a little sloppy at the end between the Wolves and the St. Clair Saints. But you had 3 players in foul trouble. They each had 4 fouls apiece. We even saw one of their players take a seat. Number 10, Chloe Lapointe, had 5 fouls to her name and took a seat on the bench permanently pretty early on in that one against the St. Clair Saints. And do you predict maybe something like that kind of later on as the game kind of gets to towards the end there?
I think what the response should be, at least in the interim here for the Wolves, is settle in a little bit. 13 points in a quarter in an OCAA game it's just simply not enough. And what they'll need to do is respond a little bit here. Understand that the Lions went to that zone as soon as Pretty got into that foul trouble. Understand that you're going to have to run some more of those zone sets, be able to answer, but again, don't become reliant on the 3. Be able to keep the defense honest, driving kicks, get those open looks on those overlaps.
And we saw the Algonquin Wolves cheering side here in the den. The hard hats, of course, on display. We got some news about the hard hats yesterday. Basically, after every home game in Algonquin, they award a player of the game with a hard hat. Now all the parents here tonight putting in the work, cheering on their Wolves. That's Brett Fisher with the huge finish here for the Lions. And that's how you want to start off a second quarter here in a gold medal game between the Wolves and the Lions here. And the Wolves looking for an answer now to Brett Fisher.
I think Brett Fisher needed that one. She needs to see the ball fall through the hoop. For the most part, she was mitigated last night by the Niagara defense, and she's such a key cog with this Lambton College Lions team. They're going to want to get her going because at some point today, she's going to be an important piece and an X factor here for this team.
Brett Fisher with her first 2 points of the entire weekend. Knights doing a great job yesterday at shutting her down on offense. Had 0 points, but still had 11 rebounds on defense here for the Lions as the Wolves here, number 13, finish.
That goes back to exactly what we were saying coming out of the quarter there, was finding the overlaps in the zone, driving and kicking the ball. Easy looks on those overlaps. That's what the Wolves were able to do there.
And now Brianna Pretty back on the floor here for the Lions. Back to Brett Fisher. Well, shot clock winding down here. 7 seconds on the clock. Legacy for 3.
That is a tough shot.
And put it in. Does Legacy Blackbird with ice in her veins. She had quite the game last Saturday and had quite a game last night against the Knights as well. 8 points, 5 rebounds for her. Continuing that here in the gold medal final. And Brianna Pretty stealing it away here all alone with Kate Dahmer and puts it down. Nice finish by Brianna Pretty.
And the Lions are on a run, which is exactly what these Wolves did not want.
And another steal here by the Lions. Maddie Bishop finds Morgan Goffer. Goffer trying to step around the defender. And she draws the foul as she drives in here. What a start to the second quarter for Lambton here.
This building is electric right now, Kevin.
And
electric.
I've noticed that a little bit quieter on this on the left-hand side of the court here as the Wolves cheering section.
What you would call the Algonquin cheering section.
After Legacy's big three, I took a peek over and I saw an astounded face on the Wolves side. Like, oh wow, that was quite the three there by Legacy. So
I'm sure if Zach Long, our sideline cameraman, got an opportunity to pan over there, we'd see a lot of astounded faces at this point in the game.
Absolutely.
I don't think anyone could have predicted such a lead by the Lions this early on.
Nice feed by Brett Fisher to Goffer, and once again she draws the foul here. Goffer going to go back to the line after just visiting the free throw line here for the Lambton Lions.
Again, offensive rebounds, the size of the Lions. Kevin, we've talked about this throughout the weekend. I'm sure you've mentioned it on broadcast throughout the year. But the length and the size in the front court of these Lions, whether it's Pretty or Fisher or Goffer or Taylor or Bates Menard, the list goes on and on. The length is astounding, and it's so difficult at this level to be able to mitigate that, especially when they're such an aggressive team, both defensively and in rebounding.
Absolutely. Now the Wolves with a chance here to try to answer here against the Lions as they've gone on an offensive run here, nearly stolen away once again here by the Lions. Daisha McDonald for three and no good on the attempt. Brett Fisher fought that one out.
There's that length again.
She has a breakaway here and finds Maddie Bishop for three here, but passes it to Brianna Pretty. Back to Goffer here. Goffer, pull-up jumper from mid-range, in and out. Goffer grabs her own rebound and drives in. And they're going to call a foul again on Goffer.
I just want to give Maddie Bishop credit on that play there. Fast break, Fisher's running out, sees the outlet to Bishop, and instead of taking what you would maybe say like an ill-advised three-point shot in a fast break opportunity, she pulls the ball out, swings it around, allows Goffer to get the jump shot she wants. Offensive rebound leads to a foul. What a play by Maddie Bishop there.
And Goffer unsuccessful on her first attempt there at the free throw line. And as well on the second here, Daisha McDonald bringing it down now for the Wolves here. Now number 8, Leah Hurst. Back to Libby here, trying to get around.
Travel.
And a travel called here on Libby Hurst. A costly turnover as the Wolves.
One too many steps there, Kevin.
And nearly a 19-point lead here for the Lions, in the first timeout called here by the Algonquin Wolves. And the head coach for the Algonquin Wolves, Jamie McLean, trying to find some answers here by the ref. Not sure what he was asking him about, but nonetheless here, the Wolves down by 19 against the Lions, the home team vying for a gold medal championship at home, trying to convert that silver that they won last year to gold here this afternoon against the Wolves. And so far, they're on fire.
No better place to do it, to convert that silver into gold than being at home in Sarnia. Wonderful crowd here this afternoon. Again, wonderful basketball community in Sarnia that these Lions represent. And this will be a celebration. This game itself, regardless of outcome, is a celebration of this team, of the hard work that all of the players, the coaching staff, the athletics team has put in, and a celebration of the basketball community here in Sarnia, as so many of these players come from Sarnia, Lambton County.
Absolutely. The Sester Group Athletics and Fitness Complex has been a great host so far in these OCAA Final Four here this weekend, and now we conclude with the finale on Championship Sunday, the gold medal game, the Lions versus the Wolves, and the Lions have possession here. Coming out of the timeout called by the Wolves, who are trying to build some offense here against the Lions, because so far the Lions have been unreal on offense here against the Wolves, as Maddie Bishop trying to get around Daisha McDonald. McDonald, though, doing a great job on defense here.
That's a CCAA All-Canadian right there.
Absolutely.
And look at the motor on her. We talked about it last night.
A long two for Goffer here.
We talked about it last night with Daisha McDonald. just always finding a way to get involved, whether the ball's in her hands or not. Defensively, offensively, she's a workhorse.
Stolen away by Pretty off the breakaway, and that's the veteran instinct to slow it down, make sure the shot goes in here for Brianna Pretty.
This
off the turnover.
1-2-2 trap. Again, picking the ball up right at half court. It's exactly what that trap defense wants you to do, and it forces the Wolves into a ill-advised opportunity.
Great grab there by Brianna Pretty. Now Goffer finds a lane, cuts in, but is blocked by number 14, Megan McMara, here of the Wolves. Off the attempt here, what a block by her, and now Emily Van Hoof, number 3, checking in for the Lambton Lions here. 6:29 left to play here in this first half of this gold medal game here. Now Maddie Bishop set to inbound here for the Lions. Bishop trying to find Pretty here, I think, on the inbound, and draws the foul.
That is a foul every day of the week.
Absolutely.
As an official, it's super funny when that scenario happens, plays out, a lot of contact, and then you have the player go from swinging their arms to shooting them straight up in the air. What did I do? What did I do?
Brianna Pretty makes good on her first attempt. She went 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Had quite the stat line last night against the Knights. 19 points, 9 rebounds, 4 steals. And so far, Brianna Pretty is 2 for 2 from the free throw line here in the gold medal game against the Wolves. 40-15 now against the Algonquin Wolves here, and Lions no signs of letting up here against Algonquin. Daisha McDonald now with it for the Wolves here. Sydney Moore now looking to do something with it. Great defense here by the Lions. Daisha McDonald, 6 seconds on the shot clock here. Daisha McDonald finds a lane here, tries to cut in, tries to bank one in, but no good, into the hands of Emily Van Hooft. Pretty finds Maddie Bishop on the other end of the pass. Tried to float it over to Brett Fisher, but Daisha McDonald extends on that play, steals it away.
The motor of Daisha McDonald is unbelievable. Just so active all the time.
Daisha McDonald back to Sydney Moore here, number 6 of the Wolves. Thought about it from three-point range, elects to pass it instead. Daisha McDonald now with it for the Wolves. Cuts in, cuts back out to number 8 for 3. In and out on that attempt here by Leah Hurst. And now Maddie Bishop and the Lions charge back to the other end here. And no good on the pass here by Van Hoof to Fisher. And now Daisha McDonald bringing it down for the Wolves.
Yeah, basically just gets over half at the 16-second mark, so it took all 8 seconds to get over.
Daisha McDonald back to here, number 14, McMara. 5 seconds on the shot clock here. McMara had to put something up, and they're going to call a foul, I believe, on number 3, Van Hoof. That's her second foul here of the game. And from the look on your face there, I could see not in total agreement with that one.
Championship game, Kevin.
Fair enough.
I'd like to see a little bit more contact there to warrant that call. However, you understand from a standpoint, 40-15, you can't allow contact to take place, displacing, the dribbler, whatever it is. But in my opinion, I would say that was a little bit marginal.
Fair enough, and now we got a timeout called here by the Wolves. Their final timeout here in the first half, trying to build some offense here in the second quarter against the onslaught here by the Lambton Lions, who are on fire right now in front of their hometown crowd. And we talked about it a bit during the celebratory of the Niagara Knights getting their bronze medal, but a little bit of jitters. I didn't know really who would be affected by that the most, because the Lions are trying to perform well in front of a home crowd, but then again, you have the Wolves here in enemy territory. Who's really going to get the better end of that? But so far, it looks like the Lions are feeding off this crowd.
It's been the Lions, and we talked about it at the end of the bronze medal game when we were previewing this matchup, was the veteran leadership and the veteran experience up and down the Lions lineup. 3rd, 4th, 5th-year players littered throughout their rotation. These are players that have been in this scenario at this league, in this league, or in leagues associated like the OUA. So again, this is an opportunity for that leadership group to shine through, and it's what they've done so far. Putting up 40 points in a quarter and a half is pretty impressive at any level of basketball.
Absolutely, just over the halfway mark now of this second quarter. The Wolves are going to inbound here. Avery Baith-Menard back in the game here for the Lions as a three-point attempt put up by Daisha McDonald, but rebounded by Menard here.
Yeah, Avery Baith-Menard, good rebound. Unfortunately, it just ended up being in a position where there were 3 Wolves around her. However, the arrow favored the Lions, and it'll be Lions ball.
Maddie Bishop set to inbound here for the Lambton Lions now.
We've had a little bit of trouble with our arrow so far here. We had that held ball in the first half. We had a mix up in terms of where the arrow was going. We went into the timeout with it being Lions ball, came out with it being Algonquin. And now, again, we have another mix-up. We got the arrow down at the table pointing in 2 different directions.
Here we go. They award it now to the Wolves either way with 14 seconds on the shot clock here. Daisha McDonald. Back to Daisha McDonald here for the Wolves. Wolves trying to put on some offense here against the Lions. Daisha McDonald keeping this one. 4 seconds on the shot clock here. Nearly loses it. 12 has to put up a shot here as the shot clock winds down. No good on the attempt by Sienna Miller. Picked up now by the All-Canadian, Brianna Pretty.
That's a lot of contact there.
I was going to say some contact there on that one, but gold medal final. Maddie Bishop finds the lane, puts up a floater, and no good on the attempt. Daisha McDonald grabs the rebound there, and Bishop trying to steal it back, but the Wolves are going to take it back now. What an intense game here in the Den in this gold medal final, and we expected really none the less here.
No, 2 excellent teams. Kevin, you alluded to it earlier. First in the East meets first in the West.
You couldn't draw it up any better, really. Van Hoof now for 3. No good on the attempt there by Emily Van Hoof. That one would have brought the crowd to their feet.
I think we're entering into that point in the game I was talking about at the quarter, Kevin, where the shots for the Lions aren't falling as frequently as they were in the first quarter. So it's going to be about how they're able to respond. When the threes are going down, it's easy to play offense, but it's when you have to actually make that offense and create that offense yourself is going to determine how they're able to extend this game.
Nice feed by Pretty there to Fisher, who draws the foul in the post here for the Lions, and we get a couple substitutions now on the floor here for the Lions. Number 12, Legacy Blackbird, and number 13, Morgan Goffer, as well as number 11 checking back in here, Libby Hurst for the Wolves. And number 10 as well coming in, Chloe Lapointe, who got fouled out of the game last night against the St. Clair Saints. As we see Brett Fisher at the line now shooting 2 for the Lions and makes her first from the free throw line. Brett Fisher went 0 for 0. She didn't make a trip last night to the free throw line, so her first trip here this weekend for the Lions.
And that, again, a credit to that Niagara defense last night, where they were really able to negate Brett Fisher's impact on the game.
Yeah.
And I believe we're going to have a penalty situation. Wolves will be going to the line.
Foul called here on Emily Van Hooft. I believe that's her 3rd now, potentially. Yes, that's her 3rd foul of the game. She's in a bit of foul trouble now.
I think we're going to see a substitution there, yeah. And sorry, my mistake on the last one. The Lions are now going to be entering into a penalty scenario. That was their 4th foul of the quarter.
And now we have Maddie Bishop checking in now for Emily Van Hooft, who draws her 3rd foul in her final home game here in the Den in this gold medal final for the Lions. And now the Wolves haven't scored in quite some time here in the second quarter, looking to put some more on the board here. 12 for 3, no good on the attempt by Miller. Rebounded here by the Lions, and now Maddie Bishop storming back the other way here for the Lambton Lions. Bishop finds Fisher on the pass. Fisher kicks back out to Legacy. Thought about it from 3, and they're going to call a travel here on Legacy Blackbird.
Yeah, that's an excellent call. Split step travel there. You tend to see that more at the higher levels like this one. OCAA, senior boys basketball, OUA, the split step travel.
And now here we go with the Wolves once again. And now double team there were the Lions on defense. Number 8, Leah Hurst. Back to Miller here, back and forth. Hurst from way downtown from 3-point range. No good on the attempt, but rebounded here. And the Wolves, nice job by Morgan Goffer trying to block that shot. Wolves looking for something here, and they find it with Leah Hurst from 3-point range. That's a huge 3 for the Wolves here in the second quarter.
They desperately needed that. She just gave the Wolves about 100% increase in their offense for this quarter.
And we saw a beautiful behind-the-back pass by Brianna Pretty to Fisher, and then we have a finish there for the Lions. Unreal play there by the Lambton Lions on the other end of the floor. And now the Wolves, with 2:03 left here in the first half in this gold medal final. Number 11, Libby Hurst, is double teamed in the post.
Nowhere to go.
Great job on defense here by Pretty and Fisher, double teaming her in the post. She had no help by the Wolves there on the other end.
Oh, what a play by Maddie Bishop. Just slow, patient, sets Brett Fisher up for that layup opportunity. She gets fouled and she'll go to the line for two.
All contact there on defense here by the Wolves. That'll send Brett Fisher to the line to shoot a couple free throws here. Brett Fisher getting set here. Shoot a couple for the Lions as we have number 5 checking into the game now, Jenna Taylor. It'll be her final home game here in the Den, as well as she is also part of this graduating class along with number 14, Brett Fisher. And what a game to go out on in this gold medal final.
No better opportunity than now, Kevin.
Absolutely, and now Brett Fisher can't convert on that one, but Jenna Taylor making her presence felt immediately with that rebound, and another third chance opportunity now for the Lions here. Pretty.
And there's that length by the Lions again, offensively and defensively.
Nice feed.
Proven to give these Wolves trouble.
A long two for Bishop, puts it in here.
My goodness, what a release by Maddie Bishop.
Quick catch and shoot here by Bishop. Minute 20 left here in the first half.
Excellent defense.
Nice play.
Excellent defense by Brianna Pretty there. Very dangerous. If she gets called for a block there, the entire script for this game could change.
Nice sidestep by Pretty, putting in the 3, and now everyone's feeling it here in the Den. We saw Bishop and Pretty.
I'm gonna quote a very good NBA player by the name of Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Lions have a 30-piece right now.
There we go, and now a 3-point attempt now by the Lions. And fighting for it on the ball here, and they're going to call a foul here, I believe, on number 11, if I can see her number correctly here. Jenna Taylor will go to the line here to shoot a couple free throws for the Lions, and that's going to be on number 10, Chloe Lapointe. A foul for her here on the Wolves. That's her second foul already here in this game against the Lions. Jenna Taylor only saw 2 minutes of last night's game. Now seeing a little bit more here, and now she gets her chance at the free throw line and makes her first attempt, much to the delight of this crowd here in the Lions Den, in the hometown crowd of Sarnia, Ontario.
A friendly roll. Shooters know their rims, Kevin. That's the beauty about playing at home, earning that right through the OCAA format, being able to have this game here in Sarnia.
As the number 1 seed in the West. And now here we go, Daisha McDonald and the Wolves looking for an answer. McDonald, a CCAA All-Canadian herself. And now we have the Wolves. Nice block here by Jenna Taylor, but they're going to say contact here.
I believe there was contact there, Kevin.
And now Leah Hurst now shooting two for the Algonquin Wolves here at the free throw line. And what a start here for the Lions.
I think the Wolves are just trying to find themselves at this point in time. We talked about in between the first and second quarter, 13 points in a quarter at the OCAA level is just simply not enough. They have 6 in this quarter right now. So, the Lions defense is really locked in. They put the clamps down here and really forcing this team into some opportunities that they'd rather not take.
You can see the determination on the Lions here in their body language, wanting that gold last year, now trying to go for it this year, this time in their home gym. I kept thinking about it before this game, but it almost seemed like it was meant to be last year. And now this year they get a chance to win it on their own home floor as the Wolves trying to score some last-minute points here. Great job by Jenna Taylor of the Lions to grab the rebound and forcing the Wolves to go out without another score here. At the end of the first half, we have the Lions leading 50-19 against the Algonquin Wolves in this gold medal final. And we'll be right back with some more gold medal action your way. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the second half of this OCAA gold medal final here held in the Cessna Group Athletics and Fitness Complex, also known as the Lions Den. And we walk into this second half now with the Lions up 50-19 here against the Algonquin Wolves in this gold medal final. And we chatted about it a little bit at the break here, but the biggest story of this game, field goal percentage here, much in the favor here of the Lambton Lions.
I think that goes back, Kevin, to what we were talking about before the game in terms of the experience of these Lions. This is the second consecutive year the core group of this Lions team has played in this game. First time for the Wolves. Lions are at home where they're comfortable. They're comfortable shooting on these rims. They came out, they shot 55% in the first half as opposed to 18 for the Wolves. And Brett Fisher gets us going again.
Nice second chance opportunity there by Brett Fisher, who had 11 rebounds and 5 points, along with 4 assists to her name. And speaking of Fisher, shout out to Shawnee Fisher, who is watching at home here, along with everyone else watching on stream and on your TV. Thank you for joining us all weekend long here to watch the OCAA Final Four, especially here today on Championship Sunday in this final for the gold medal here between the home team, the Lambton Lions, and the Algonquin Wolves here, as the Lions now on offense see if they can continue on their streak here from the first half. Legacy Blackbird to Maddie Bishop here. Bishop finds Brianna Pretty, the All-Canadian here, and OCAA Women's Basketball Player of the Year. Fisher with 3 seconds left on the shot clock. No good on the three-point attempt. Picked up by Daisha McDonald here for the Algonquin Wolves. Daisha McDonald drives in from one end of the floor to the other and converts here.
That's what the Wolves are going to need to do if they want to try to claw their way back into this one. They're going to have to get points on the break. The length of the Lions team defensively is just proven to be too much for them, so they're going to have to try to execute in a fast break type of scenario.
And a little bit out of reach there for Brett Fisher this time around on the rebound here. That one goes out of bounds here, but the Lions here going to pick it up as it last touched by a Wolf here. Now Maddie Bishop set to inbound here for the Lions. Bishop over to Morgan Goffer. I was going to say tried to, but nice reach there by the Wolves to grab that inbound pass by Bishop, and now they're going to try to take advantage here on the turnover.
What the Wolves need to do here, coming out strong in the second quarter. Again, though, to find themselves in this half-court set, the Lions zone has just been, really, Kevin, it's been Syracuse-esque. Jim Boeheim would be really happy with the way that Janine Day has taught this team how to play a zone defense, utilizing their length. Although the Wolves and Sienna Miller get the better of them there, opportunity to shoot 2 from the line.
And a costly foul here for number 1, Maddie Bishop. That's her 3rd foul here to start off the second half for the Lambton Lions. And she misses her first from the free throw line, does number 12, Sienna Miller, for the Algonquin Wolves here. Maddie Bishop, huge first half here for the Lions. 8 points, 3 rebounds, went 2 for 5 from three-point range, and those were crucial three-pointers here to get them up in this lead here for the Lions. And number 12, Sienna Miller, converts on the second attempt there at the free throw line. Brianna Pretty now with Goffer, bringing it down for the Lions here. Goffer back to Legacy Blackbird. Legacy trying to get around Daisha McDonald, finds Pretty on the pass. Brianna Pretty showing some moves, step up, no good on the attempt. Right back into the hands here of Maddie Bishop for a second chance for the Lions on offense.
Smallest player on the floor gets the offensive rebound, Kevin.
Brett Fisher now Pretty with a long 2-foot just over the line, and Goffer there for the 3rd chance now for the Lions. Legacy for 3 and no good on the attempt. Nearly rebounded here by the Lions, and they're going to say last touch by Goffer there out of bounds.
The heart of these Lions, though, Kevin, opportunities there, 2nd, 3rd, even 4th chance opportunities before the out-of-bounds call. They're not giving up any single play. Legacy Blackbird, Maddie Bishop, 2 of the smallest players on the floor getting in there, offensive rebounds, showing heart and hustle. It's easy when you're up 30 to be able to take that foot off the gas. But as we said, watching this team go into half, they were all business, and they've come out with that same mentality.
Completely stone-faced, not a smile in sight, but that's basically what we want to see. All business here by the Lions, trying to prove that they're better than 7th place here in Canada, as the Algonquin Wolves are ranked 2nd in the country. The Lions ranked, I believe, 8th now in Canada after the
Yeah,
the foul now on the Lions.
If this game results anywhere close to what we're looking at on the scoreboard right now, I'm going to say that those rankings, those CCAA rankings, are going to be drastically different come tomorrow morning.
I would hope so after this performance here, if it continues to go this way here for the Lambton Lions. The Wolves now looking to take advantage here. Daisha McDonald inbounding here to number 11, Libby Hurst. Finds Sydney Moore here in the corner, but is met by Brianna Pretty here. Great defense right now by the Lions. Shot clock winding down. 8 seconds left on the shot clock here. Down to 5 here. Pull-up jumper, no good by number 12, Sienna Miller here. And
Foul on the floor.
They're going to call a foul here on the Wolves.
I believe it'll be number 11, Libby Hurst, picks up that foul.
Believe that's her third now. She's now in a bit of foul trouble on the end of the Wolves here.
Again there, Kevin, though, with the Lions defensively, forcing the Wolves into low shot clock attempts and opportunities. It can't be, if this Wolves team wants any chance of getting themselves back into this game, they have to stop settling and using as much time. They're simply going to run themselves out of an opportunity to get back into this.
Maddie Bishop tried to flow one in, and I was going to say saved by Fisher, but there we go with the save by Brett Fisher, number 14. And she's been the difference maker all season long. West Division second team All-Star, one of 4 players in the entire OCAA to average a double-double this season with 12 points and 10.9 rebounds a game. And there she is once again in the post for the Lions as the Wolves continue to look for an answer here. Nice block by Fisher, but they're going to call a foul on number 14 here. And we hear the boos raining down here in the den on that call. That's her first foul of the game here for Brett.
You know what, though, Kevin? From a standpoint there, Bree Pretty being involved in that action, as a coach, okay, we may not agree or be fond of the foul call. However, let's be happy that it's on Brett Fisher and not on Brianna Pretty. So again, you have to look at it from a holistic approach, if you will.
Fair enough. That's her first foul of the game. And now number 6 at the line, Sydney Moore, shooting a couple free throws here for the Algonquin Wolves. Missed her on her first attempt, but she makes her second here for the Wolves. And a substitution coming in for both teams, number 22, Kate Dahmer for the Algonquin Wolves, and number 12, Legacy Blackbird coming in for the Lambton Lions here. 6:07 left here in the third quarter. Lions still up with a sizable lead here, 54-23 in this gold medal final, and we get a kick ball here by Algonquin.
Yeah, full reset of the shot clock there with the kickball.
As we see a packed house on hand here in the den, it continued to fill. A long inbound pass by Pretty.
Patrick Mahomes-esque.
Unusual inbound pass here by the Lions, and is successful on that one. Avery Bates-Menard with the foul now in the post.
Did you say Pretty to Bates-Menard or Mahomes to Kelsey? I'm not sure.
I might as well have said that, basically. Bates-Menard at the free throw line, shooting 2 here for the Lions. Ice in her veins here. You can hear the noise coming from a certain part of the den here. That's the Algonquin cheering section here. But Bates-Menard not fazed by it at all. Sinks both of her free throws here at the line on this visit. Now Kate Dahmer and the Wolves looking for something on the other end here. And that one goes out of bounds. A little too much on the pass by Kate Dahmer.
Again, the length of these Lions, especially on the exterior of the defense, Goffer at the top of the 1-2-2 creates a lot of issues trying to get the ball, especially when you're trying to throw it across the floor.
Absolutely, and now out of bounds here. Last touch by Daisha McDonald here of the Wolves. Legacy going to inbound it here with 18 seconds on the shot clock. Still plenty of time to work with. Finds Bates-Menard on the inbound. Emily Van Hoof there with the second chance.
Another great look, Legacy Blackbird, and that's just finding Avery Bates-Menard in good position under the basket. They deserved a little bit better of a result there.
Legacy Blackbird, a transfer from the Fanshawe Falcons, played a few years there, and now in her only year here with the Lions. And now a shot here by the Wolves, and that one's going to go out of bounds. Still the Wolves' ball, but only 3 seconds on the shot clock to work with here.
Yeah, we find ourselves in a low shot clock situation here again. And
once again,
as a team that's down, 30-plus points here, You're going to need to be operating at a little bit quicker of a pace. And again, not force yourself into these low clock opportunities where maybe you're not getting as good of a look as you would if you were to execute, a half-court set earlier in the clock.
And great defense here by Daisha McDonald.
That was fantastic defense and an absolutely fantastic call there by trail official Chad Pereira. The extension by Blackbird was just too much. You cannot do that to a defender.
And now Maddie Bishop checking into this one here for Brianna Pretty as she's going to take a seat here, and the Wolves are going to inbound. And just a reminder here, Maddie Bishop with 3 fouls to her name here, so in a bit of foul trouble here for the Lambton Lions.
Yeah, Lions also 4 fouls on the quarter, so they're in penalty scenario coming up.
Kate Dahmer now with it, back to Daisha McDonald. Once again, shot clock winding down here. Nice find, though, inside, but no good on the attempt. Second chance, and now a foul called.
Yeah, good patient whistle there. That's the official. Again, understanding it from the FIBA approach. You allow the play to play out. If it dictates that the foul needs to be called, then you will. You want to let that play out, see if the ball goes in the hoop. And if it doesn't, then you reward the player with a couple free throws.
That's the second foul on number 14, Brett Fisher. And a missed free throw attempt here by the Algonquin Wolves. And we see Daisha McDonald offering some encouraging words to her teammate here at the free throw line. Piper Hatherhall here at the line shooting for the Wolves. And Hatherhall misses her second from the free throw line here. And now Maddie Bishop and the Lions charging back the other way here. Kind of a low-scoring third quarter here for both teams, and a travel called now on Maddie Bishop.
What you can expect, again, I believe we're 6-5 in the quarter right now, 6 for the Lions, 5 for the Wolves. But again, you could expect that Lambton was going to try to muddy this game up a little bit, knowing that they had as large of a lead as they did going into half. You know, they're not looking to push. They're not looking to, get out and fast break opportunities. They're going to try to slow the game down. That plays to their advantage, being the team that's up 30 points.
Now, Maddie Bishop with it to Emily Van Hooft. Van Hooft.
Offensive foul, I believe. A legal screen, perhaps, or a clear out of some sort. I wasn't able to make out the mechanic by the official there.
That's the 4th foul now for Maddie Bishop. One more, and she's out of this one for the rest of the game here, which would be a huge loss
I'm
for the
kind
Lambton
of
Lions.
surprised that they weren't ready to take her off right away, to be honest with you. The last thing you want, just her being on the floor right now, is a point of contention in my book.
But that's just the trust that Janine Day has in her players, too, at the same time here. And another low shot clock now here for the Wolves to work with as number 12 drives in and banks one in. And they're going to call a foul here.
Yep. So what I believe is going to happen here is the ball was released at the top. The basket will count, and it'll be a pushing foul after the basket in favor of the Lions. So it'll be the 3rd foul for the Wolves, and the basket will count.
Okay.
That's what I believe will happen.
I think that's what we're trying to find out right now is Morgan Goffer now checks in for Maddie Bishop, who's going to take a seat because she has 4 fouls to her name.
That was opportune there. Opportunity to be able to get Maddie Bishop out of the game there with the stoppage.
Now Morgan Goffer set to inbound here for the Lions. 3:54 left to play here in the third quarter of this gold medal final here in the Den. The Lions trying to win a gold here at home. Avery Bates-Menard now with it for the Lions.
Oh, what a look.
Nice feed to Fisher with the finish over.
Bates-Menard looking like Nikola Jokic.
Brett Fisher
what vision.
With the beautiful finish there behind the back off the glass. And we see Brianna Pretty waiting in the wings here for the Lions as Kate Dahmer puts it down for 3. Nice response here by the Algonquin Wolves. Still a 30-point game here for the Lions. But a beauty shot here by Dahmer for the Wolves.
One thing that you can't take away from this Wolves team and their supporters, Bates-Menard with a 3.
Bates-Menard with a long 2, her foot just over the line there.
But both the Wolves and their supporters continue to be involved and engaged in this game. They're not letting this deficit kind of get to them
Right.
mentally or impacting what they're trying to do offensively here either.
Nice split between the defense there for number 12, Sienna Miller. No good on the attempt, though. Into the hands now of the Lions once again here. 2:30 left to play here in the third. Goffer finds Emily Van Hooft.
Horn set here offensively by the Lions. 2 high bigs. Blackbird uses the screen.
Goffer puts one up and no good. Emily Van Hooft there with the save, but nice block here by number 12, Sienna Miller here of the Algonquin Wolves. Stopping that play here for the Lions, and now trying on the other end. Miller floats one up. Full contact here with Brett Fisher.
That's an excellent finish. Nothing done wrong there by either the offensive player or the defensive player. Fisher was in great position, and it's just a great finish by Sienna Miller. Unfortunately, it looks like she came down a little gingerly, and we may have a substitution here.
And we got a couple substitutions here.
Yeah,
Brianna Priddy now into the game, and
player doesn't need to come off the floor unless the coach comes out onto the floor. So stoppage in play for player safety. Player gets up, and we're good to go here.
number 5, Jenna Taylor, also checked in here for the Lambton Lions. And now Jenna Taylor with it now for the Lions here. Jenna Taylor, they're going to call a foul here, I believe, on Kate Dahmer. Yep, that's her first foul of the game for Kate.
Both teams in penalty now. Final minute 46. We're shooting either way here, Kevin.
Legacy Blackbird, a long inbound pass here to Brett Fisher, who finds it.
Triple coverage.
Back to Priddy here. Nice feed to Faith Bernard. Count it, and one here for Avery Faith Bernard. And she is fired up here in the den, as is everybody else here.
Does she deserve to be on that play again? Jokic-esque, finishing all kinds of contact off the rim. Maintains that soft finish with the left hand, and 3 the old-fashioned way.
Now Avery Faith-Bernard with the opportunity for the 3-point play here for the Lions. Can't convert on that one. Into the hands now of the Wolves. Daisha McDonald, the CCAA All-Canadian here. Back to number 12 here, Sienna Miller for the Wolves. Miller trying to cut in, puts one up and puts one down here with a defender on her, a couple of them, and a tough shot to get off, and still puts it down, does Miller. Now the Wolves back on defense here against the Lions. Priddy finds a lane, cuts, tries to find Brett Fisher, and diving on the ball.
Yeah, it was a great look by Priddy there. Unfortunately, just at the feet of Fisher and unable to corral it. Have a jump ball situation, and arrows in favor of the Wolves.
And now here we go. Nice catch by Janine Day. And here we have number 24, Jordan Britton, checking into her first minutes of this one. Also her final game here in the den as she is graduating this year. And like we mentioned before, what a way to go out in the gold medal game at home here in the den for the Lions. Now the Wolves, Daisha McDonald with it. McDonald finds Kate Dahmer in the corner for 3. Can't get one to go. Brett Fisher going to let that one go out of bounds. Smart play by Brett Fisher. Lions going to pick it up here. Less than a minute to go here in this third quarter as we head into the fourth year of this gold medal final. What a game.
What a game. Lions kind of backing out. Initially started in that horn set. We're going to have a high ball screen here by Fisher.
Jenna Taylor now with it. Jenna Taylor steps in. Nice block by Daisha McDonald, though. Jordan Britton grabs it, though, for the Lions. 5 seconds on the shot clock here. Priddy to Legacy for 3. Can't get it to go. That one was close from our vantage point anyway.
Looked good out of the hands from our vantage point.
Now Daisha McDonald with the Wolves here. Back to Sienna Miller. Hurst putting up a mid-range jumper, no good. Jenna Taylor there with her reach in the post here for the Lions.
Yeah, that Lions length.
Standing at 6'1" helps you in the post there for sure. Jenna Taylor now to Fisher as time winding down here in the third. Fisher trying to get a shot off to go. Tried one. Priddy. Oh, can't get a last second shot to go. But still, nonetheless, the Lions continue to roll on here in the third. Lions ahead 62-32 against the Algonquin Wolves. And the crowd is on their feet here in the den.
Yeah, the one positive, again, that you can take if you're an Algonquin Wolves fan here is That was their highest scoring output in a quarter so far today. So, again, trying to build on things. Again, a lead like this, 30 points going into the fourth. You can't look at it and expect to get it all back in one or two possessions. It's got to be a possession-by-possession game. And realistically, they're going to have to get hot. They're going to have to make some three-point shots down the stretch. And they're going to need to get some stops on defense, which are three things they haven't been able to do yet so far tonight.
And to your point, if my math is mathing here, the Wolves actually outscored the Lions 13-12, so at least there's some positive outlooks here for the Algonquin Wolves heading into this fourth and final quarter here.
Exactly, and if you're head coach Janine Day and the Lambton Lions women's basketball team, you're simply, again, you're not looking to get out and run. You're looking to utilize clock. You're looking to get into sets. You're looking to get easy baskets, and most importantly, you're not allowing the Wolves to get out in transition. Force them into a half-court offense. When they've been forced into that half-court offense tonight, they're finding themselves in low shot clock opportunities, which is resulting in some tough looks.
And here we go, getting set here. As you can see, the Algonquin Wolves side of the cheering section here for the Wolves. They are hyped heading into this fourth and final quarter of this gold medal final here on Championship Sunday between the number one team in the West, the Lambton Lions, versus the number one team in the East, the Algonquin Wolves, and the Lions lead 62-32 heading into the fourth and final quarter of this one. And already, as soon as we start here, a foul on the Wolves.
Yeah, 8 seconds into the quarter, not ideal. I don't think that's what Wolves head coach Jamie McLean had in mind when he was coming out of the quarter down 30, but here we stand. Absolutely. Jordan Britton gets her own rebound and is going to get herself an opportunity at the line.
Gets the foul here, does Jordan Britton. Jordan Britton getting a chance here to shoot from the free throw line. Her first visit to the line here in this final game against the Wolves. And makes her first from the free throw line. I can't get over this crowd right now.
What an atmosphere, Kevin. And again, it speaks to the basketball community that we have here in Sarnia and their support of one another, regardless of, team, player, scenario, situation. They all come from various high schools who played each other in league play and things of that nature. But we come together as a community to support, these Lambton Lions, and they've been and given us nothing but great basketball this season.
And we see number 8 checking in now for the Algonquin Wolves, Leah Hurst here, as the Wolves now have possession of the ball. Are you surprised at all that Maddie Bishop is on the floor right now for the Lions with 4 fouls to her name?
Maybe slightly, Kevin. If I was maybe making the decision, I don't know if I would put her in this early.
Right.
However, we've talked about this all weekend. Janine Day is very, very comfortable putting her experienced players back into the game, regardless of situation with fouls, and trust them to make good plays. And there Maddie Bishop is making a fantastic one defensively.
And that's a foul on Sienna Miller. That's her 3rd foul now for the Algonquin Wolves. And it's like we talked about before, trust in Janine Day, the head coach of the Lions, in her players to produce here in this gold medal final. They've worked so hard to get to this point, had a tremendous regular season, is undefeated in 2024, and now Goffer putting up a shot. No good on the attempt by Morgan Goffer of the Lions here. Now the Wolves have a chance to score on some offense here. Hurst for 3, and it bounces in off the back. Leah Hurst with a huge 3 for the Algonquin Wolves.
Using every square inch of that backboard.
And now we have Morgan Goffer stolen away though by Daisha McDonald, all alone on a fast break here. And a veteran player once again slowing it down, make sure it goes in the hoop here for the Algonquin Wolves.
The Lions, no panic in this team right now. Again, you're utilizing time, you're getting into your sets.
Nice block here on the shot by Maddie Bishop, by Daisha McDonald here. A huge block for the Wolves.
11 seconds left on the shot clock. Jenna Taylor's going to check in for Jordan Britton, getting a little bit more length up there. We'll see what the Lions are able to draw up in terms of baseline out of bounds play.
Now we have Maddie Bishop set to inbound here for the Lions. Finds Brett Fisher back to Pretty for a long 2 here And no good on the attempt, picked up by number 12, Sienna Miller. And great back-to-back plays here for the Wolves on offense. Let's see if they can continue that on here in their next possession here. Number 4, Daisha McDonald, and a push away from the ball. No call, though. Libby Hurst with the rebound, and no good on the attempt there by Hurst. Maddie Bishop now for the Lions, bringing it down the floor here. Bishop finds Brianna Pretty. Brianna Pretty finds a lane. Nice feed to Fisher, and a huge foul by number 10, who went storming into the post there against Brett Fisher. Chloe Lapointe, who fouled out of the game last night, awards herself another foul. That's her third now in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, Chloe's not afraid to get physical, and neither is Brett Fisher.
No,
so
absolutely
she welcomes that type of play, and yeah, good solid foul, forcing Fisher to the line. Fisher hasn't been great from the line here today, so it ends up being a good foul in terms of strategy.
Brett Fisher is a beast in the post, and she basically met a wall when she hit her there. You didn't see Brett Fisher budge at all on that one.
No, she's physical, welcomes that style of play.
And she makes her second attempt from the free throw line, does Brett Fisher, and now the Wolves looking for something here on offense here against the Lions in this fourth quarter. Now number 12, Sienna Miller with it for Algonquin here. Daisha McDonald tries to get around Morgan Goffer. Nice moves by Daisha McDonald, though. And Libby Hurst cuts in, and no good on the attempt. Goffer there for the rebound.
The length of the Lions, you get past the initial defender. Secondary defender is right there with their hands up. Bishop for three. She is looking like Eric Steves at Grace United Church right now.
And now the Wolves looking for something here on offense, but no good. Brett Fisher with the rebound here. Brett Fisher and the Lions still rolling on. Pretty now for three. She's going to try it. Might as well. Goffer with the second chance and the rebound off the glass. Great job by Goffer on that second chance opportunity for the Lions.
Yeah, the 1-2-2. Again, a little bit of three-quarter court pressure by the Lions.
And now the Wolves, number 10 here, Chloe Lapointe now with it for Algonquin. Lapointe, 6 seconds on the shot clock here. Lapointe thought about it, finds Libby Hurst in the post. Nice block by Pretty on the shot attempt there by Libby Hurst. And they're going to say last touch here by Daisha McDonald.
Again, the motor never stops with Daisha McDonald, showing why she's a CCAA All-Canadian. I mean, what a defensive effort there. That is immediately recovering, knowing and understanding that the Lions were looking for an outlet there, gets her hands on the ball, slows down the play, forces the Lions into a half-court set.
And Daisha McDonald now taking a seat right now on the Wolves bench here.
The Algonquin coach doesn't seem to agree with the call there, but I believe we just had a holding call, something along those lines, that occurred off the ball.
Okay.
We're going to have the Lions, we're going to have the Lions go to the line, shooting two, penalty scenario. Just a little bit of play off the ball. I don't think it was anything overly malicious.
Legacy Blackbird now at the line to shoot two here for the Lambton Lions, and we see Emily Van Hoof, number 3, checking in for the Lambton Lions here. 6:08 left to play here in this fourth quarter in this OCAA gold medal game. The Lions defending silver medalists as Legacy puts down that first from the free throw line. Trying to convert that silver they won last year to gold here this evening against the Wolves.
Looking to strike gold in the Lions' den, Kevin.
And Legacy makes both attempts at the free throw lines. Are the Lions the team of destiny here this evening against the Algonquin Wolves? And a huge foul here on Pretty by Chloe Lapointe.
Are we going to make potentially some discussion? There's an elbow there.
And you said Chloe Lapointe likes to play physical as shown in her play here. And
okay, so what we had there was a cylinder foul, meaning player kind of got up underneath. FIBA rules, you're entitled to your cylinder as an offensive and defensive player, means the floor underneath you and the ground above you. There was some contact with the elbow by the Algonquin player on Pretty. However, it was deemed that she was inside that player's offensive cylinder.
Okay. And now out of bounds here. And the Den here having a reaction to the air ball here by the Wolves, as you can see on the sideline here. And now the Lions bringing it back the other way here. Brianna Purdy did take a seat on the bench here for the time being to recover after that foul here by Chloe Lapointe. And now here we go. Goffer drives in. Avery Beth Menard couldn't grab the rebound here. Now number 12, Sienna Miller, no good on the attempt here. Beth Menard with the rebound here. Maddie Bishop finding it for the Lions here. Bishop with 4 fouls to her name here. Legacy finds a lane, tries to drive in and tries to cut out to Morgan Goffer, but that one goes out of bounds, just out of reach for Goffer here. And we're going to see the first minutes here played by Simone Wilson, number 10 of the Lambton Lions.
I believe that'll be the first time we'll see a first-year player take the floor for the Lions here this weekend.
Sienna Miller showing her worth here throughout the regular season, is a force here for the Lions here as a rookie on this team. I am assuming we'll see more of her next season for the Lions.
I believe so. She's going to be a part of the future of this Lions roster.
And we see a foul here, another one on number 8, Avery Bath Menard. That's her second foul of the game here with 5:10 left to play of this fourth quarter. The Wolves set to inbound here. Libby Hurst on the other end of the inbound pass here. Number 12, Sienna Miller now for the Wolves, trying to get around Emily Van Hooft, and does so. A contested shot gets it to go down here by Miller. Great job by her for the Wolves.
Yeah, Lions looking to get in a few more players involved in the action. Usually means our defensive sets are going to get a little bit more sloppy, and we just see the zone open up there and an easy bucket for the Wolves.
Step back 3 here for Bishop. No good on the attempt. Picked up by Sydney Moore of the Wolves. Miller trying to drive in around Simone. And there she's going to draw a foul here. And number 12, Sienna Miller, going to go to the line to shoot 2 here for the Algonquin Wolves here. That's foul on, yes, number 10, Simone Wilson here of the Lambton Lions. That's her first foul.
And again, the prowess of this Wolves team, CCAA, All-Canadian, Deja McDonald, Sienna Miller, who's been a fantastic all-tournament caliber player here this weekend as well. It's going to be an opportunity down the stretch here for those players to really get their action in against some of these rotational players, we'll say, for the Lions.
And number 12, Sienna Miller, an OCAA East second-team All-Star, averaging 9.7 points per game, along with 4.6 rebounds and 2 assists as well. A huge cog in the machine here for the Algonquin Wolves is Sienna Miller. And now Maddie Bishop to Avery Bath Menard. Nice awareness there by Bath Menard. I thought that was on her, but she knew it was off the Wolves there, letting that one go out of bounds. Maddie Bishop finds Bath Menard on the inbound pass here. Bath Menard finds Emily Van Hooft, who tried to cut in, but is met triple teamed in the post here. And they're going to call a jump ball here.
That's a good solid play by the Wolves defense. It was a great cut by Van Hooft to get herself in a good position, but fumbles the ball around a little bit. Opportunity for hands to get in there by the Wolves. They wrap up, and we have a held ball going the other way.
Right now, the Lambton Lions are ahead 71-41 in this final against the Algonquin Wolves with 4:09 left to play here in the fourth and final quarter. It is tense here in the Den as the Wolves put up a huge 3 now to try to cut this lead down a little bit here. Leah Hurst, nice finish by her on the 3-point attempt.
Again, no panic here in the Lions. Simply execute, do what you need to do offensively, take some time off the clock, and again, hopefully you're able to get a few looks to go down. But most importantly, it's going to be about I would assume we had a 3 seconds in the key call there.
We saw the head coach. I saw the head coach of the Algonquin Wolves, Jamie McClellan, counting with the referees on the call there.
That's
as well.
A great way to get yourself a call. Said
now,
no one ever.
Now Daisha McDonald with it for the Wolves here. As we see waiting in the wings here for the Lions, a full lineup change, and we've seen that all regular season long. the Lions has a deep bench to work with here. They've had one all regular season, and now we see a full lineup change. Bear with me here for a second. Number 14, Brett Fisher. Number 20, Maeve Moore. Number 5, Jenna Taylor. Number 24, Jordan Britton. And number 11, Brianna Pretty, now in the game here for the Lambton Lions.
We've talked about this as an opportunity for these Lions and being able to play at home, be able to what we would assume at this point is win a gold medal on home soil. But what an opportunity for Simone Wilson, for Maeve Moore, first-year players really getting their sea legs in terms of what it takes to play and then win at the OCAA level. What an opportunity to be able to get them into this game and the feel of this. Because again, that experience, much like the experience of Pretty and Bishop all the way through, has helped them tonight.
And a huge spill by Pretty off the steal by Daisha McDonald. 2 All-Canadians going head-to-head there. And Daisha McDonald on that exchange gets the better end as she steals the ball away and converts on the other end of the floor and gets the and one opportunity off the foul by Brianna Pretty here. Daisha McDonald with a chance for a 3-point play for the Wolves. And with ice in her veins, drains it on this one for Algonquin. Cuts the lead a little bit here for the Lions. And now Brett Fisher and the Lions looking for an answer here with the final 3:07 left to play here in the fourth quarter.
4 high offense.
Brett Fisher back to Jenna Taylor. Jenna Taylor trying to go inside here. Brett Fisher with a rare 3 and drains it for Brett Fisher.
Book it.
Number 14, Brett Fisher showing her skills from behind 3-point range here.
She can do the physical and the finesse, Kevin.
She can do it all, really, as she grabs a rebound now on this end of the floor for the Lions, and a long pass to Jenna Taylor. The extra pass to Britton, and the finish by Jordan Britton here for the Lambton Lions. 2:30 left to play now in this fourth quarter. The energy in this place is palpable.
You can feel the intensity in the air. You could almost cut it with a knife, Kevin.
Daisha McDonald now with it for the Wolves. Nearly trying to get around there, slips up on the floor, it looks like a little bit. Daisha McDonald with a deep 3, and they're going to call a foul. Jenna Taylor a little bit too close, had contact with Daisha McDonald there.
Yeah.
A chance for a 4-point play now for the Wolves.
Kevin, it's an excellent call. Again, we talk about the cylinder, right? Having and being able to occupy the space above and below you. That means that you have to give the shooter an opportunity to come back to the floor. Jenna Taylor, unfortunately, was unable to do that there. And Daisha McDonald, again, will have that opportunity to convert a 4-point play.
Much needed 4-point play here for the Wolves, and we see Simone Wilson checking in for Brianna Pretty. He'll take a seat, and you see an embrace on the sideline between Pretty and Maddie Bishop, and I have a sense here that the Lions can kind of feel this one here at the end with almost 2 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. Jordan Britton now
again, looking to slow down, take some time off the clock. Deep into the clock, continuing to move, continuing to cut. What a find by Maeve Moore.
A nice block, though, by Kate Dahmer here, number 22 of the Algonquin Wolves. But nice feed by Maeve Moore to find Jordan Britton on that play.
Maeve Moore, another Sarnia product, coming out of Northern High School here in Sarnia. Fantastic young player. Again, another kind of key piece to the future of this Lions women's basketball roster.
And right now we have 1:38 left here on the clock in this gold medal final on Championship Sunday here. The first time ever the OCAA Final Four being hosted here in Sarnia, Ontario. And for the first time ever, the Lambton Lions are first in the West. And as number 12, Sienna Miller, makes her first from the free throw line here for the Wolves, and makes her second as well. I asked Janine Day last week about this, but about pressure, and she let me know pressure is privilege, and that all these firsts for the Lions are basically now a regular occurrence, and they go with the flow more or less.
It's how you build a program, Kevin. Programs aren't built in a day or in a season. It's that privilege, that pressure that comes along with these first is how you establish a program.
Absolutely, and another nice look there by Maeve Moore. The feed to Jordan Britton, couldn't capitalize on that finish. But now another look here for the Wolves, and right back into the hands here of the Lions, and Brett Fisher is going to slow this play down with the final minute to go. The Lions up 76-54, and you can hear the Den starting to cheer on their home team here.
Yeah, the crowd gets to their feet here, cheering on the women's team for their final possession, or what most likely will be, as Maeve Moore, the first-year guard, drives to the lane and gets the basket with the right hand.
Gets a couple of points to her name here in her first OCAA final. And as the time winding down here, the Wolves trying to go out strong here up until the end of the quarter, and we get a foul immediately on the play here. It's a little bit of the inexperience here with Maeve Moore, but you can see Maeve Moore on the sideline hugging Janine Day, the head coach of the Lions.
What a moment there between coach and player.
And now Daisha McDonald set to shoot two here for the Wolves, but at this point it is academic and almost fitting here with exactly 24 seconds left on the clock. The Lions will have possession, and you can imagine they're just going to let this clock wind down here as the Lambton Lions are now your gold medal winners in the OCAA here, and they win it at home with style, looking dominant as ever against the Algonquin Wolves.
What an unbelievable effort. What a crowd. What an ovation these women are getting here this evening. Unbelievable. Congratulations to the 2023-2024 Lambton College Lions women's basketball Ontario champions.
And they were the team of destiny. It was almost meant to be last year. They won silver. They lost to the Hawks in the finals in Niagara. And now with the change in the OCAA playoffs, they're awarded for the first time in school history the #1 seed in the West, and it was almost meant to be. At this point, their chance to earn the gold, this time at home, and able to do so here tonight against the Wolves.
Kind of a redemption tour, Kevin. Beating Humber along the way, who, as you said, they lost to in the gold medal game last year. Coming out, facing Algonquin in the finals, beating Niagara in the semifinals, whom they needed a buzzer beater back in 2023, earlier in the regular season, to win. Now they get to come back, they take on Algonquin in the finals. They're able to show their dominance, and again, come out as Ontario champions in what you would say is a bit of a revenge tour. And now this team gets to head off to CCAA Nationals.
And you can see the outpouring of emotion here on the Lions side. Brett Fisher with tears in her eyes, trying to get the crowd to get on their feet here. Brett Fisher, her first and only year here with the Lambton Lions, a transfer, of course, from the OUA, from Western
University. Yeah, a lot of good years there, a lot of good basketball, a lot of high-level basketball, and she's able to come in, one-year transfer, and again, be a key piece to get this team over the hump. They were able to get there last year, that first time, much like this Algonquin team, first time playing in a gold medal game. Now they're going to have that experience, and by getting that experience with the core group and then being able to add experienced players like Legacy Blackbird, like Brett Fisher, it was able to push this team over that hill and get them that gold.
What a game here by the Lambton Lions, and really showing dominance all throughout the game. They had a tremendous first quarter, a tremendous second quarter, and it basically just kept rolling on from there. It looked like they had something to prove when in reality they didn't have anything to prove. They're one of the best teams in the country, and now I'm assuming with the Wolves being ranked at #2 nationally and now the Lions being ranked #8, that'll drastically change by tomorrow, I would assume.
You would assume, and also too, when it comes to these kinds of rankings, you know, they take result into effect, but they'll also take score. So this is a team that, like you said, ranked 7th nationally, that just for better or worse, you know, they were really dominant, and a dominant performance against a team that was ranked 2nd. So you would only think or only hope that that would impact the Lions, and we may be looking at a top 3, at worst top 5 team in Canada on the floor here today.
And of course the story doesn't end here now for the Lambton Lions, as they will make a trip to Lakeland College in Lloydminster, Alberta, for their chance at a national title in March 13th to 16th, and what a way.
I couldn't tell you, Kevin, if you were to ask Janine Day right now where she would want to spend her spring break, I don't think she'd pick anywhere else except for Lakeland College in Westminster, Saskatchewan. I hear it's fantastic this time of year.
As we see Brett Fisher being awarded one of the players of the game here for the Lambton Lions. Maddie Bishop also getting an award here.
Named a tournament all-star, Maddie Bishop. That was, should go without being said. She's had a heck of a tournament this weekend.
Such an important piece to this Lambton Lions offense and defense as well. Just all across the board here. Every single player on the Lambton Lions always delivers no matter what. Whether they're starting, coming off the bench, they're always producing here for the Lions.
You know what that comes back to, Kevin, in my opinion, is having players buy into your system at the beginning of the year, as Brianna Priddy is named a tournament all-star as well. What we saw is a buy-in. All of these players, like we said, we had a starter in Emily Van Hoof come into the season, accept a role coming in as the sixth woman, right? We have Brett Fisher, who's an OUA high-caliber player, being able to then come in and adapt to a new role on this team. Having that buy-in, having that sturdy leadership by Janine Day speaks to that ability for each individual player stepping up when their number's called.
And we see the silver medals being presented here to the Algonquin Wolves, the #1 team in the East for the second year in a row, that they're undefeated as well, 14-0 heading into the final. And we got to give our applause and our flowers here to the Algonquin Wolves. A game, Wolves, all weekend long, especially here today in the finals against the Lions.
Oh, it was fantastic. They played great basketball. Really impressed with Deja McDonald and Sienna Miller, both very high caliber players. It's unfortunate that they play in the East. We don't get to see them a little bit more than that throughout the season, but Deja McDonald's a heck of a player. Should be very proud of her effort here.
Well.
One thing I do want to do as well, Kevin, while we're still on the air as we close out, is giving a big thank you to all of the behind the scenes that go into running a tournament of this caliber. Lambton College, its athletic department, led by athletic director James Grant, host of others that all had some input and impact into the execution of this event. All of our students, that are working in our athletic department, that are on the floor, that are sweeping the floor, that are at the table. Everybody deserves a hand in terms of their effort here this weekend. What a show we put on.
Absolutely, a tremendous host here this weekend here in the Den for OCAA Final Four, first time ever being hosted here at Lambton College. And what a weekend it was, and what a way to cap it all off with the home team winning the gold medal, as we are about to see them being awarded their gold medals here. And you see the coaching staff of the Wolves getting their silver medal as well here. And it is still a packed house here in the Den.
What a moment this will be.
Maddie Bishop getting her gold right now for the Lions. And we see James Grant, who you just mentioned here, donning the gold medals here onto the Lambton Lions
I can't imagine there's a better feeling for him too. As athletic director, provincial recognition for your women's basketball team, the basketball program that's been built here, the gymnasium that's been built here, through the success of the men's and women's programs. So what a moment for James Grant and the rest of the coaching staff.
See the continuation of the golds getting handed out here. And we see a majority on the sideline here of the Lambton men's basketball team as well, celebrating, looking on, cheering on their Lambton women's basketball team here in the Den. Now we have the coaching staff getting their awards here for the Lambton Lions. And what a job Janine Day has done in her just her 4th year of coaching, along with the rest of the coaching staff as well, with this program and with this team, to be able to go to back-to-back finals, getting a medal out of both ends and a gold here today. As you can hear,
we'll give her the applause. Yeah, exactly. I was talking about this with another staff here earlier today. I mean, what can you say? What more can you say about Janine Day? Coming from Wallaceburg District High School, bringing that team to an OFSA gold medal, AA, and again in a community and a school that's not a traditional basketball powerhouse, building that program to what it was and its pinnacle at that OFSA AA, and now taking over this program 4 years ago, and in those 4 short years, bringing this team to now an OCAA gold medal and potentially more accolades at the CCAAs in a few weeks.
And off to Lake Alberta here for the national championship, as we see the Lions celebrating with the banner that will be hanging here in the den now permanently. And with that, as the Lambton Lions continue to celebrate their gold medal win, my name is Kevin Ferreira. Matt Rose, thank you for joining me here this weekend. It's been a pleasure. We are signing off until the regular season. We will see you in October, but for now, have a